very nice today. Look at you.
Thank you very much. An unknown fact, or a little known fact about me, is on my side gig, I am the chairman of MAPI.
What's a
Morticians Alliance of America for Puppies and Younglings. So I travel the country talking about, really important things. I don't know, sorry if you're
It took a strange turn
if
there.
you're a mortician, I apologize. I was just having fun with that joke because I think it's fun because I'm wearing a black suit. No, I actually had a little concert thing I played this morning.
You were gigging?
No, it was like a charity thing for the local community college. And it was like a thank you for all of the people that work there and the retirees.
There you go.
And I just made lots of jokes and said lots of offensive things and sang some songs and then I left. And that's it.
Perfect.
That's it. And then they gave me money that I give immediately to charity again, which is like, so school gave me money to give to another school. I love that. So support your local community colleges too. They're very important. And
Yes.
They help make dreams come true. If you like kale. So what are we talking about today?
We're talking about guitars, but in particular, guitar makers and why it's so hard to build great acoustic and electric guitars.
Ooh, it's not like a triple threat. It's just a double threat.
Just the two.
Like, can you be a double threat in this business? It is not dang easy, is it?
It's not. You'd think it is, because when we first started chatting about this, I thought, oh yeah, everyone does that. And then I was like, oh wait, no.
Well, they definitely do, because I am a huge Fender junkie, Fender diehard. They make the best electric guitars in the world. Obviously, they make the best acoustics as well.
That's all I'll play. CD60 or nothing.
So Fender has tried. They've tried in so many ways too. They've tried with buying other companies, like from Ovations to Guild, and like we're gonna have a whole thing on Guild, so just stay tuned for that.
It's cool.
But and it's never their Fender custom shop for acoustics they set up in the yonder woods of the Northeast, and it's just never worked.
And I'm joking about the CD60. Some of those are great, sort of entry level, like you're starting.
We're not talking about that.
We're not talking about that. We're talking about like high end, like awesome acoustic guitars, like a Loudon or a Martin or a J45, whatever.
Yeah, just anything from those lines. That's what we're digging. We're not talking the affordable, just good acoustics. There's lots of Yamaha sort of spanks that. They just crush it.
It's true.
You can't beat a Yamaha in certain ways. But no, we're talking about like great things. So Fender obviously hasn't totally done it. Who are some companies that have sort of failed at this? Or not failed, but are just digging in there in weird ways?
Martin had their little electric guitar excursion there for a while, where they were making some electric things.
Yeah, that stuff didn't work out so well.
It did not.
It was not the greatest guitar, and a lot of it is timing.
It is.
But most of it is just the guitar has to be really good.
If the guitar is really good, it can overcome a lot of things.
But with with a company like Martin, they have a great historical legacy of a wonderful built in America, acoustic, Nazareth, PA. Everything's built by hand, wonderful. There's no other acoustic guitar companies that have ever been successful with electric that are built in America like that, have there? Ben?
But wait, what about Gibson guitars?
Yeah. Because what did Gibson start out?
They were making acoustic guitars and arch tops, sort of like jazz bodies and mandolins.
Yes.
And
we were digging into they had that one they had a few magical people, but they had that one sort of outward public person.
I think his name was something like Les Paul.
Yes. That was a huge aspect of this. And of course McCarty and the entire team there. And that's what I think the real magic is. They had that sort of Beatles team.
They did.
Like the right designers, the right PR team. Same with Leo Fender as far as the launch of his electric, with Randall and everybody. But back to Gibson, it was they were building that guitar to compete with the Telecaster that was just taking the world by storm, even though it was the ugliest thing anyone had ever seen at that time.
Did you know that they sent Les Paul a Telecaster because he was the huge pop star of the day?
That's always funny. Like he's the Harry Styles.
Yeah, he was like the dude
of the 50s.
They were sort of counting on him to endorse the Telecaster.
And he did, right?
He did not.
Oh.
He went to Gibson and said, if you don't make a guitar like this, Fender's going to take over the world.
And I think that would have happened. Because Fender pretty much did.
I was going to say they sort of did anyways.
No, but Gibson did. It's a nice, like the east to west.
And I read something one time. Obviously, this is just an anecdote. Check me if I'm wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure Leo Fender tried to get Les Paul to come work for Fender after Gibson turned him down initially.
Isn't that funny?
How crazy would it be?
The whole world of this. And we talk about that. Like, what if Gibson and Fender did Leo or Les Paul was with Fender, like, what a different world we'd have. But we have the Strat and Telly in the same way.
We'd have the Troublemaker Telly.
I don't want that. I just want. I don't like change in that respect. I like change, but not like that. That's too much.
Maybe not.
No, but I think having Gibson as a counter to Fender was a great.
Yeah, it was.
It was kind of like Microsoft and Apple.
Yes.
Just made better products along the way.
I mean, obviously Leo was right. Hawaiian music was the way. None of this rock and roll stuff. Obviously, that was just a fad.
That'd be weird if Hawaiian music was the thing too. We're all just like jamming out to like.
It was cool. Yeah.
And we
What is it? Sleepwalk. We're all playing Sleepwalk.
I was thinking theremins too. I just want to add a theremin to anything. Any mix you have, add theremin. It's perfect.
That's the secret, right? You heard it here.
Sauce. That's what makes all recording. That's what every great Beatles record has theremin in it.
Joe Bonamossi's got a theremin, I think.
Does he?
Doesn't he have like the one song where he does the theremin?
I don't know. I know that Noel Gallagher with his solo, he has a scissorist. Somebody who plays scissors. It's just a scissor lady, and she plays scissors and saws and things, and like it's amazing.
I'm into it.
I think that's cool with this High Flying Birds. I like weird stuff like that. But no, so Gibson obviously did it, and they had the right, and that's the huge part of that. And we jump back to Fender and all their acoustic troubles. They would buy these companies or try to do it, and they're great producing teams of electric guitars. That's a solid body guitar.
Yep.
They move all the factories out. They just close them down where they are, and then they lose their ability. We'll get into that with another.
Well, I mean, Fender's whole philosophy, like Leo's whole philosophy on building these modular guitars that, hey, the neck wears out, you just throw a new one on, and it's a solid body and it's durable. Sort of contrary to the whole mindset of building a great acoustic, yes. I think, right? So, I mean, kind of makes sense that it hasn't worked so far.
And the one that I always go to, this is the one that pops in my mind immediately, is Collings.
I thought about them too.
That's the first one. You know, that even before Gibson, I'm like Collings, because they were a great acoustic guitar company, one of the best. Sort of, came about like to their full like fame when Martin was not making their best pieces.
Right.
In like the early 2000s and whatnot, and then they just sort of hit their stride, and then their electrics came out. But what they did, they spent so much time and money and the engineering and proper homework on those guitars. They gutted up. They just like put all it on the table.
Yeah.
Like, we're gonna make these guitars. Doesn't matter if they flop. We're gonna go for it. And they knocked it out of the park.
It's true.
I've always lusted after the SoCo.
I was gonna say. I think there was one you were lusting after.
I went up to the Music Emporium outside of Boston, and like I went. I never played one. I played it. I was a little underwhelmed by that one, but it's still like I just held it, and the craftsmanship just like is still stunning. It's amazing. There's really nothing. Gibson's not even close to that level of how their neck joints are. Right. And I don't understand. It's like a seal. It's like human seal skin, like bonding the woods. It's two separate pieces of wood. I'm like, how'd they do this? I'll have one of those eventually one day. Maybe that's my Languedoc. Ooh. I can maybe afford a SoCo Deluxe.
I think you need a Languedoc. Just do it. Then I can play it.
But no, I think Collings really nailed it.
They did.
They did. And they've sort of they
got the formula. Yeah.
And it's a lot like, but they came from like the extreme craftsmanship, and they put all their muscle behind it, like knowing they could do it, and they took the risk because it doesn't work most of the time for most of these companies. Like my favorite acoustic guitar company, Loudon.
I thought you were going to say Ovation. They made some sweet electrics too.
They did make electrics, right? I forgot about those. That's where someone's going like, "This is my favorite guitar."
And that's okay if that's true.
That's not okay. Not everyone. It's
totally fine.
Not everyone's.
No judgment here. No, it is. Don't listen to Baxter. He's all serious today. And
cool, because if everyone has good taste, there is no such thing as bad taste, right? So it has to be like. It's like
saying, a good point you make.
There's no good and evil if it's all. That's fine. There is evil.
Relative.
And I'm gonna put Ovation Electrics as evil.
Do you remember they made one when the T5 was like first coming out? They made this Ovation that looked sort of like a Gil Bluesbird Les Paul thing, but it was acoustic and it had two humbuckers. Stupid young me wanted one so bad.
You were stupid for many years, though.
I mean, yeah.
You're still kind of stupid.
I was gonna say not a lot's changed, but in different ways. I'm stupid in different ways.
So Loudon came out with their electrics, which are amazing. They're heavy, but they're gorgeous and they sound great. But I don't know if it's really picked up.
I don't know if it's this. Yeah.
I don't know if they put enough behind it, and I think Loudon's too small to maybe make that transition into it. And I always wanted one. We'd be at NAMM every year, and I'm like, I kind of want to start carrying.
I mean, they are kind of cool.
The guys are like, no, you can't. We can't.
But yeah, we don't know what the market. I mean, well, similar I thought Taylor was really going to catch on with their solid bodies when they were making them. When you could switch out the pickups.
T3?
Yeah, not even the T3. Remember the actual solid bodies.
Oh gosh.
Remember those? You could get the humbuck. You could get like the vintage humbuckers, the modern humbuckers, or the single coils.
No,
and you
Taylor is the quagmire of them. Now I was like, wow, that's a weird word. What word is popping? I was just at college, so I feel smart now just by being around these people that went to college or teaching at college, whatever. But you would think that their electrics would have taken the world by storm.
Well, I thought they were, and for a minute it almost seemed like they were going there
because they have the acoustic design down to a T. They've got production down to a T. They got mass production down, and they had beautiful tops. They're
an innovative company, right? Like it doesn't surprise you when Taylor comes out with something new because it's not like Martin with this history. Like they innovate.
There might be more stuff coming out from them soon. Maybe stay tuned. I've heard some rumblings in the tummy about something. That's all I'll say before I get in trouble again.
Our lips are zipped.
But just keep your eyes on just keep watching Taylor's website.
Yeah,
keep your eyes peeled, or just watch ours too. We'll blather about it soon enough. But no, it's and then all the companies came up with these the T5Z and the T5 and the Fender Acoustasonic, which is sort of like you don't need electric and acoustic, just get one of those, and that's sort of like the sale of that. But unfortunately, like it's weird, like as progressive as guitar players and rock players are, like we're all sort of like stuck in this historical want. Like who doesn't want to have a J45 and a freaking old beat up Strat?
That's what I want.
It's a problem. So there's those, and it's tricky. Who are we missing? It is
tricky. I don't know who we're missing. I'm sure we are missing someone.
Well, we're missing a few on purpose. I'm hoping some folks will start conversations on it. I wish we'd be talking like right now, which we kind of are talking right now. But
we are. But you and I are. Wouldn't it be weird if we did this separately and we were like green screen on each other? Like, what if we hated each other? We couldn't be in the same room. Like it was all a trick.
Was it like Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson?
Yeah.
Which sucks because I love both of them with all my heart. Like, I mean, Vin Diesel and Saving Private Ryan alone is just like Caparzo. Like, what a great role. And like everything Dwayne Johnson makes is pretty much even like
that movie where he's the Tooth Fairy.
That movie's great. It's great. I've watched that movie with my kids, and they're like, "Is that what the Tooth Fairy's like?" I'm like, "Sure, why not?"
Totally.
I mean, it's the same as some little Tinkerbell flying around. Like, I'd rather be Dwayne Johnson. That's funny.
It is funny.
And there's so many. Every movie I really like every movie it is. And
the
Vin
Walking
Diesel's
Tall remake.
That was great too. The original I love as well. But
you got to watch the original.
I like the remake more in a way.
I think I do in some ways.
But no, Vin Diesel's that last one, like Bloodshot or something. Have you seen that one?
Not yet. No.
Where he gets like he dies or something. He has like nanobots in him that makes him like almost indestructible.
Oh, yeah.
Awesome movie. Yeah. Shockingly good. Go check it out. I would do a double feature. I love Pride and Prejudice, not the zombies one, but watch Pride and Prejudice and then watch that. Like get a date just to totally mess with them because it's so good. It's so good. It's so bad and good in the same way. But I think it's a good movie.
There you go.
I like it. Chronicles of Riddick.
Oh my God. That was really great.
Oh my God. Watch the director's cut. Yeah. Both are great. And Pitch Black, phenomenal. Fast and Furious, if you're into that, cool, but that's not my jam as much. Not as much. I have seen them all though. And
you have to see them.
I have the Fast and Furious tattoo, but that's another story too.
Different thing.
It was a bad night in Miami. No, so it's a trickier thing, and they're all doing it. So why are they trying to do it? That's the thing too. I want to get into is like
they want a slice of that market, man.
Yeah, the money on the table.
And, I mean, there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, that's why you're in business, right? I mean, obviously it's to make great guitars, but it's also to make money. And if you're not in all facets of the game, you feel like you're missing out.
Because all these companies, like they have their own strings, they have their own accessories. Right. You know, like Martin has they have Darko strings, they have electric guitar strings, which is funny, and then they have acoustic guitar strings, which just makes sense. Yeah. And then are they the best strings on the market? No, but they're there, and they force all the dealers to buy a certain amount of strings every year, which is sort of funny.
It's true.
It's almost an archaic type of thing. It does baffle me. I'm like, I'm gonna buy them anyway, but what a weird requirement. Strings, and you're worried over that versus the HD28s, and that's one of those things that my pet peeves.
It's very strange.
But yeah, there's a lot of money. It's like when consumer electronics, all the companies try to get. That's what Gibson sort of was part of their downfall.
A lifestyle brand.
Yes, and they all want to have multi-facets of revenue streaming, and and PRS has entered it pretty hard with their overseas, but we're not really talking about that either.
No,
we're talking about the expensive stuff.
Right.
But and they kind of came. They're doing pretty well with it though. They're having a good sell through with it.
And maybe that turns into.
But they make private stock acoustics, but again, that's not a huge part of their business, and they're very expensive. That's almost like beyond what normal humanoids can play. If you ever played one, let us know. I played them.
I've actually never played one.
You ever played one?
I've never played one.
Yeah, they're pretty special instruments.
I mean, I would like to play one.
What you never will.
I know.
Never will. You will not be allowed this honor. I'll make sure I steal it from your hands.
Put that down. No.
Don't touch the birds.
Yeah.
They ring with majesty. But it's tougher for electric guitar companies to make these because, again, it's a different process.
I think that's true.
Entirely.
So we think, let's bring it down to bullet points.
Bullet points.
You almost need to be an acoustic guitar manufacturer first to do well with both. That seems to be true. You need a visionary like a Les Paul or a Leo Fender. Well, Leo Fender didn't really do it, but Les Paul is really the guy, to bring you into that electric age.
I think like a golden team, we'll call it.
Golden team.
I think you need to have the guts and bottom cojones just to put it all on the table too. And you got to go deep and go hard with it because
so you can't ease into that.
I know we're gonna try this one little thing just to see how it works, and then because it takes a while to become part of the.
Right.
I mean, I'll look at what PRS did with the Silver Sky. They were Silver Sky, bam, and they went hard. And that could people were this is stupid. It's a Strat. It's part of the market now. It is that's what it was. There was all. Remember when it was coming out? They'd be oh my god! It's but now it's the Silver Sky is its own independent thing.
Something.
And the Fender sort of did it with the Acoustic Sonic. They just sort of drove it like a hammer. They're all right, this is now part of the market.
Would you say, I think this is probably true, but would you say the Acoustic Sonic has been Fender's most successful foray into acoustic world?
Yes, one.
Yeah.
I was going to say 1,000, but 100% yes, because that's not really a real.
Because there can't be 1,000%. I mean,
it drives me nuts. Do this 120%. I'm I can't. There's not more of
imaginary. This is sort of like when Derek was trying to explain Bitcoin to me this morning, and I was just
you zone out. You're drooling a thing of chocolate.
I was so it's imaginary.
It's not real. I mean, all of it's imaginary. Though. It's I'm involved in the stock market, but it's all just legalized gambling.
Yeah,
so it's
I'm so confused.
Might as well go to the horse races.
So confused today.
But you can dope your horse at least, like the Kentucky Derby did this year, and you can win. It's hard to dope your companies, except for that thing called insider trading and other stuff. But whatever. And illegal practices with government officials.
There you go.
No, it's. I think that's part of it. But it's coming from an acoustic ground is way better.
I think that's true.
And I'm curious to hear what everybody else thinks because it's a fascinating little journey of all these guitar makers.
It is.
I want them to all be successful in it because when they were launching the Acoustic Sonic, I thought it was going to be a Fender USA built acoustic that they were launching. When they flew us all out there to see it,
and you were here we go again.
We were all it's gonna be a Fender acoustic with some herringbone trim. That's what we all thought. Then they unveiled the curtain, and there was 30 of us in this room that they flew out to Nashville one year before the Acoustic Sonic launch, and there was this weird thing. We're what the heck is that? And then they demoed it for us and let us play it.
Kind of cool. I will say, you mentioned this earlier. Yamaha has done a decent job of acoustics and electrics.
They do quite a good job.
Have you heard, this makes me think of this. This is a random, I know that we never get off subject, but have you heard the new Chris Buck, his band, his album? He plays those Yamaha Rep Stars.
No.
Do you even know who Chris Buck is?
No. You're talking like French to me right now.
Oh my God. It's okay. We'll watch videos after this.
Who's Steve Malcolmus?
What?
Okay, exactly. Does anybody know who that person is?
Is that real words?
I guarantee mine's way not as popular as his, probably. I have no idea.
No, Chris Buck's popular.
Is he country?
No. He's all British and awesome.
Oh, funny.
Yeah.
I might know who it is later, when I start thinking and Google it.
We'll listen to him.
That's it. Let us know. If there's more that we've left out and missed, and there's more to talk about. Hit it down.
So let us know. Put in the comments what we missed. Hit like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks so much for hanging out with us. Hit that bell so you don't miss hanging out with us in the future. We'll see you next time.
Off to the morticians.